Hello there, it's Carrie Rhodes here. Welcome back to the Trinity Stamps YouTube channel. In today's video, I am making a wide box card featuring this adorable stamp set. It is so cute. Goat You is the name of this brand new set. It has these two super cute goats and some clothes. You can hang on a clothesline, even the little clothespin to hang them. So that's what I'm going to do today, making like a 3D scene in one of my favorite interactive dice, which is the wide box die. So first we're going to stamp these images and color them with Copic markers. I'm going to do this larger of the two goats with some darker browns. I live in Idaho and there are a lot of goats around. We live in a suburban like area, but there's like a lot of little family farms around where I live. So I see goats probably anytime I go out. I would drive by goats. They are near me. So I think they're super cute. We even had some friends whose goats had babies, and I'm telling you, you have never seen cute baby animals until you've seen a baby goat. They are the cutest things, and I really have a soft spot for them. I think they're adorable. We even saw one being born at the fair one year. So yeah, I like goats. I think they're super cute. So I was excited about this brand new set. So I have colored out all the things. I stamped some extra socks, and there's a couple on there. I didn't really like the colors I chose, but I just stamped some more, and then I die cut them out with the coordinating dies. Next, I am bringing in the Slimline Rainbow Die Set. I actually made these rainbows a long time ago because I die cut that rainbow from all of these colors and just made extra rainbow panels. So I'm going to use one of them today for my background. Now let's move on to building the box. So you're going to need two of these pieces. This piece right here creates the structure of the box. Again, we're going to die cut two of these, and I fit it just fine on a piece of cardstock that's 8.5 by 11. The cut edge of this die is going to hang off on both sides, but just get it on there even and it will cut the perfect box. So I have two of those. Now we have dies in the set to decorate the box. The wider of the rectangles and the wide square are going to decorate the bottom half. Now the top flap, you can see when you fold it down, it's more narrow than the bottom. So you're going to use the more narrow rectangle to decorate the top part and the small rectangle for that small flap. So I'm using some pattern papers from Trinity Stamps, this light blue and light purple, and I'm just going to kind of try to alternate them. Red, it's blue, purple, blue, purple. I do know my colors. I mean, most days. Okay, so I have that. And then on the flip side of this is going to be our back panel. So we don't want to fold that flap down. We're going to leave that and put the rainbow there. Next, I am doing the flaps that fold down. So I like to just do this before I put the box together, but also it can be confusing as to what goes where. The flap goes here like that, and you put it together and it's going to go like that. You know what I mean? Like, it could be confusing. So you can easily put the decorative panels on once you put your box together. So it's a little less confusing. So here you can see I've got the purple square and then I've got the blue rectangle. And now here's where I got confused, and I stuck this on what is the outside, and I really wanted that on the inside of the flap. So I'll fix that later when I realize it. Next, this is the die that cuts the panel for the back of the box if you don't want it to be a flap. You want it to be a stand-up scene. So you can see there, I used it to cut out my rainbow. Oh, it is so very cute. So I'm going to stick that down to the back. But right as I was getting ready to stick it down, I decided I need to add a little bit of blue around this rainbow to give it more of a sky-like feel. So I pulled out these little finger blending brushes that I just ordered. I'm loving them. Just when you need a tiny little corner, you know? So that's what I'm doing here, just a little corner, a little edge, and I'm using Sea Breeze Blue here from Altenew to add my color. It seemed to go best with my blue paper that I had used a long time ago when I made these rainbows. Then I was able to glue that down, and what a fun background this makes for my little 3D scene. I love it. There's a little bit of shimmer splattered on top of that rainbow as well. Okay, so now I realize this doesn't go there, but it did not want to peel off. So let's just leave it. I had another piece of this paper. I die cut it directly from the center. That way, if I ever wanted to use this paper again as like a background, I could put something in the middle. I felt like that was the best place to cut it from. Okay, now when you put this box together, you're just going to put some 1/8 of an inch score tape, double-sided tape on those little tabs that the die creates for you. Now, if you glue your background on first, just make sure you leave a little gap there so you can tuck the tab under there. Really, maybe put your background on after. It's easier. Okay, so now I have the bridge pieces, these long skinny pieces that have tabs on either end. These are the things you're going to stick your stamped images on, those little goats. I am putting a second piece of cardstock on the back, but only on the long part, not on the tabs. That's just going to make them a little bit more sturdy because they're about 6 inches long, and so they can get a little wobbly. Okay, so now when I am sticking this down, you want to stick them to that middle section. Like there's 2 wide sections and 2 short sections. Those short sections are the sides of the box. I really should have stuck them on the other one because once I open this, they're kind of what I would consider backwards. But once you have them stuck onto one of those side panels, close the box over on itself, press down, and then you just pick up the adhesive on the other end of those arms like that. Okay, then when you're dry and ready to go, you're going to do the last tiny tab right here and pinch those last 2 sides together, and that creates your box. So see here, one of my tabs, I can see the back side of my arms, and I didn't really like that, and that made one of them like really close to the rainbow. So I cut it off and stuck a new one in. So that just shows you you can stick an arm in later once you've put the box together. Now here I drew like a squiggly line, just with a black pen. This is going to be my clothesline. So I just drew that as long as I felt I would need it by laying out those clothes, which you can see I already glued the little clothespins to. Then I glued it to the same piece of paper that I cut it from to make it more sturdy because it's really thin. So now we can start adding the elements in to the box. So I have my little stakes there for the clothespin, the clothesline, and I stuck them to the front of those arms, and then I die cut a second piece that wasn't stamped and I glued it to the back. So I'm sandwiching those between the arms. So there's one glued to the front, one glued to the back. That's going to make them more sturdy. And now I am adding all the clothes to my clothesline, just gluing them in place. Oh my word, this is like the cutest thing. And it's so easy just to draw a little squiggly line. Like your clothes are going to be stuck to it. It's not going to show that much. Next, I decided to bring in this Slimline outdoor set and cut some grass. I'm going to put this first layer or line of grass behind the clothesline, and then the second one I'm going to put in the front of that bridge. So that's just going to give it a little bit more of an outdoorsy feel. I like that look. And then I'm going to start gluing in the goats and the flowers. They're going to go on the front bridge or arm, just like that. Aren't they cute? Now you could die cut a second one of these and glue it behind, but it's not going to have like the other piece was so skinny and had the clothesline from it, so I didn't actually back those. But another reason to back your things is because the Copic coloring is going to show through to the back. Okay, I had a little circle scrap of this light yellow polka dot paper that I die cut this sun from this other rainbow die set from Trinity. I cut a second sunshine from white, and that meant I can cut the face out of the front one, glue the two together, and then I have a sunshine with a cute little face. Now, I didn't mind cutting the sunshine from that yellow circle. It made my sun a little bit smaller, which is fine because it honestly is a little bit large for this card. Then I just cut off the white pieces that hung over the edge from die cutting that second white piece of sunshine. Next, I am taking a piece of acetate or window sheet and using that to make my sun stand up out of the box. Now, I love doing this when I make these kind of wide box cards or shadow box cards. It just adds that another like element of a 3D type of thing. Next, I have my Simply Sentimental You stamp set. I'm going to stamp this word you with wisteria ink, and I am going to stamp it repeatedly, like I don't know, like 4 times, just to make sure it's really dark, crisp, and ready to go. Then I'm going to stamp the sentiment that goes with it in some embossing ink and then emboss that with white powder. So it's kind of the opposite. I have purple ink on white paper for my U and then white lettering on purple paper for are brave and strong. So it's going to say you are brave and strong, and that's going to be a really good sentiment to fill up that front flap of my card. Now you can see the coordinating dies here. You die cut the words, but you can also die cut those letters individually and not stamp it and glue it onto this piece as a shadow layer. Does that make sense? It's the coolest thing. I love having that versatility in this stamp and die set. All right, so there we are. You are brave and strong, and you can see I put you've got this on the side, and then the little heart that got munched out of the pants that are hanging on the clothesline. There's a nice little spot on the back to write your personalized sentiment. And then I needed like the little extras for this card. So I pulled out the Bunny Burrow stamp set, which by the way was the first stamp set I ever bought from Trinity Stamps. Still one of my favorites. I love it. And it has this little firefly, or it could be a dragonfly, this little worm, and a ladybug. So I stamped them and colored them and cut them out. And you can see I added the dragonfly with another of those acetate strips. And that really makes it look like it's flying there in the sky and finishes off this card. So very cute. Now the rainbow was really the inspiration for the colors in this card, and I think it came together really good, and it really makes me feel ready for spring. So I hope you enjoyed this card. I love making 3D light cards. I just think they're extra special, and then it's a little something that can be set out on display and not thrown away, right? Thank you so much for stopping by and watching. If you want more inspiration from Trinity Stamps, come find us on Instagram and Facebook too. I'll see you on the next video. Happy stamping! Bye!